So it's very important more for your left foot, not so much with your right because you're good with your right already. And just to remind you, so again, so we got the Mickey Mouse character. So your foot is supposed to go kind of, not so much, let's do the ears a little bit more. So kind of like the Mickey Mouse character. So now we take his ears away, right? So go ahead. Now you're gonna kick with your left foot. Step on his ear. So kick to me, I'm sorry, pass to me. Good, all right, so good. So very simple. I think that was one of the simplest things that I have to teach you that most people understand is, I think once you remember that, so remember you're kicking with your left foot, your planted foot is always step on his ear. Because that's the biggest mistake people make, is they forget, because they kick back with their left foot because they don't know how to position their body and everything. Once you can learn where to put your left foot or your planted foot, and then again, the other thing with the Mickey Mouses that we know about is what is our foot doing? Step on his ear, right? We step on his ear. What's the other thing is your foot doing though? What? Aiming, right? So wherever you're right now, until you get better, wherever your foot is pointed is where the aim is. Not all the time. Once you start getting better, it's not so much your foot, it's where your hips are. Right? So if you're here, if I turn here, so in order for me to turn that way, right, I have to turn my hip, turn that way. I gotta face my arrow that way, and my hips are gonna follow. That's why that's a big deal. So once you start understanding that, remember, so when I strike the ball, okay, oh, the flag. Once I strike the ball, I'm turning here, my hips are gonna follow. They're gonna follow, and that's why I'm gonna hit it that way. So that's the main concept. It's not necessarily where your arrow's pointing at, but that's just a basic understanding of it. So that's teaching like 9-year-olds how to get it. You don't have to understand your hips yet, but when you get more advanced, then we're gonna start talk more about that. Okay. All right. Let's get into skill square. Okay. So all we're gonna do is just work on our pullbacks. Okay. So just with these two thumbs right now. So let's just go forward, pull it back, slide it with the inside of our foot, push it forward in between them again, pull it back, slide it over, push it forward. Okay, then we switch feet. Hey, it's Coach Curtis here. I'm going to jump in for a second so you guys can understand what's going on. So I'm going to have him do some pullbacks here, go backwards, and then go to the inside, and then all the way to the side of that cone, and then bring it forward, and then reverse it going the other way. This, with those four cones, I'm sorry, that you see there, those called a skill square. I call it a skill square. I do a lot of work with the skill square for beginning players. It's you'll see in more episodes, I'll do some more and add some more things in with the skill square. But you can see he's going with both feet, switching. He's pushing in the middle there. You don't have to go in the middle. We can if you want. But what I'm doing here is I'm actually looking at his footwork. I'm looking, what's he doing? How quick is he going? How long does it take him? What's he doing with his planted foot? If you heard what I was talking there earlier, I was talking about your planted foot. When I watch players, their planted foot is very important, and they don't seem to pay attention to it. They pay more attention to what their foot with the ball is trying to do, and you'll see with more and more experience or more videos and episodes that you'll see me talk more about the planted foot. Now here I'm going to talk a little bit more. I'm showing him about that planted foot. You could see that he's having a problem bringing that ball inside because his planted foot was in the way. So he couldn't take it to the inside, and I'm showing him how that foot got in the way and how a simple fix to that when you're doing a rollover is to angle your foot inwards, so you're kind of you're not crossing your feet, and then your foot doesn't get in the way. It's a very big mistake that a lot of players make as beginners. They don't open up their foot. So they just got to open up their foot, kind of like when I was talking about earlier here, is your hips. Opening up your hips is a big deal, and you heard me there earlier talk about Mickey Mouse ears. It's a big thing I will talk about and discuss in a lot of episodes and videos here to help kids out on passing and how to open up their hips to pass, and how the arrow, which is their planted foot, helps put the ball in that direction of the way they want to go. So here I'm talking about using the skill square again to do some pullbacks and then go both ways and switch feet. And again, I watch both feet on how they do this, and it'll give me a good
idea of where he has and where he is at his skill level, if he's how good he is, what else do I have to work on, how fast he does this, how good he controls the ball. So these are all various things that I've gone through the years of experience, have learned, and has helped me become a better coach and has helped me make players better just on watching these simple things. You can see I helped you guys out there with a little a zoom of the ball, of the pullbacks he's doing, a little zoom of his feet work. So you have a camera on his footwork. So I'll let you watch a little bit here as I am concentrating on his footwork.
Yeah, there's a pullback though. You want to make sure. There you go. Stop the ball though. Don't just pull it back and let the ball go. You got to stop. There you go. You got to control that ball. Good. You make it too easy for you. Oh, careful, dude. You can fall down.
I'm jumping in here real quick to let you know I just changed the drill around a little bit. Now instead of going from frontward to backwards, now he's going out 3 sides of the square, of the skill square. So you can see here I have an arrow where he will start going out now. Also be aware he's using his laces to push the ball out. It's very important that he uses laces. That makes it an easier way to push the ball and pull back. Make sure you're using the sole of the feet and make sure the shoulders are staying forward and body paying forward instead of leaning back when they're pulling the ball back. That's very important. I'll let you get back to it and I'll come back a little bit.
Very proud of you. Okay, good, dude. You're doing a good job. So what we're going to do now, we're going to advance a little bit since you've already a professional guy. So now you're going to do, when you pull it back, you're going to pull it, push it through there. So the right on the pullback. So pull and then here. Okay. And then you get it with your right again and do it again here. Pull back. Okay, so same kind of pattern, but except, there you go. Good. Right? Push it forward. So every time you pull it to the middle, you're going to push it forward right away. Or push it to the side, I should say, right? Pull it inside. There you go. So get it going forward. So use it inside of your foot. There you go. There you go. Left. Right, you're trying to get out of trouble. This is how you get out of trouble, not at home. Have to grab a ball. If you get in trouble and break a window at home, you're not going to get you a pullback like this and get out of trouble. You mean like soccer trouble. I want you to go to the pullbacks at home. Tell your mom, Mom, Ferris said this will get me out of trouble. Good, right? So let's do this. Look, slow down. Slow down. Let's go back here again. Okay, I'm a defender. I'm coming at you. Okay, you can't go backwards. Let's say there's a sideline behind you. Right? Come in, go, pull, redirect. There you go. See that, dude? Do you see what I'm saying? So if this becomes natural for you, it'll be very easy to get out of trouble right away. Okay, so your left foot's having challenge. You get your left foot to push it forward. So you're pulling it back, and you got to get it forward. But you don't want to. This is why you don't want to do the inside. This is why it's a challenge. This is why I want you to get used to your shoes. Because if I'm trying to get out of trouble, and I'm pulling it back, right? I'm pulling it back, and I push it forward, and I'm like this. Look at me. I can't take off with the ball now. Now I'm trying to get at the ball. So you want to make sure you pull here and go forward with it. Your body's going forward with it too. Okay? Go ahead.
I want to jump in here again and just share a couple insights that just happened. First of all, the one thing that you want to do with younger kids that you just saw me do is you want to show them how the move is going to help or what they're doing is going to help them when it comes to a game. How can they use it in a game situation? How is it going to be effective? So that is one thing. That's one thing that they really want to know. It's going to be helpful. Secondly, although you can't see it here as a coach when you're coaching a team, you also want to show them on the field where certain situations where you may do something like a polo back or a shield the ball. Being on that field and they can relate to it, where on that field it's going to happen is very helpful for players because they can visually see it. And also, what I also did here is, lastly, his technique
Forward with it.
wasn't great, and I changed it and
Forward,
corrected that
good.
technique. You
Left,
don't
go
want
forward
that
with
technique
it.
to continue if
Good.
it's bad,
Go forward
because
with
when
it.
these kids get older, I'm the one, or
Forward
the
with it.
trainers that are getting
Good.
them are the ones that have to change
Good.
that technique and change that habit. Once
Good.
they have that bad habit, it's a lot more challenging, and it's going to take them longer to correct it. So if they can come up starting with
Good.
great habits and great techniques, it's easy for us trainers to
Start
add on
finding
to it
three. You
and
start
to
doing
make
it.
them a better player. It's more effective for them as a player.
It
So
also works
hope
the
that you
other way.
learned something there.
It
Keep on
also works
watching,
if you
and
take this
I'll come
shot.
back in a little
Take
bit.
this.
Enjoy.
Do this. You're inside. So you're gonna do the same thing. Now we're gonna start using the outside of our foot. Pull it back. Okay. I'm gonna use my outside, my laces and my little toes. Here. There you go. Good. There you go. Flat. Almost. That's very common. What you just did is a very common mistake. Get back in the square. Go ahead, keep going. You're doing that one. Keep going. What? So you kind of use your toes to push it. Cool. Right. Keep your toes down. So you want to get don't try to force the outside of your toes to do it. Do it. You're doing this. You just pull and outside. All you're doing is directing your toes out with it. So here and directing it that way. So if you let it get too far past, your foot, it's going to keep on going that way. If you get on the outside, it's going to come back and come down. Push. See what I mean? Push. Keep your shoulders over though. Go back to your shoulders over. Forward. You want to go forward once the ball goes forward. Forward. Good. Go forward. There you go. Get it. Let's go forward. I'm trying to use our laces right now. Go get it. Pull forward. There you go. Left. Go. So why is the ball taking off on you on your left foot right now? You did this, and why did it go so far? No. So it's not hard. For some reason, if you don't know how hard to hit it yet with this power, so the more you do it, the more you're going to understand how hard you're going to have to hit it, how much strength you got to use.
Hey guys, I'm jumping in here to end the video and just share with you a little recap real quick. So on this video with Zach, it's a second training session with me. As you can see, I'm still trying to see his ability, what his bad habits are, what he knows, what his techniques are, what do I have to work with, what do I have to fix. Because a lot of coaches, unfortunately, even though they're trying to do their best, teach kids bad habits because the coaches are so worried about scoring goals. They want to win the game. That as long as the kid's scoring goals, their technique and their habits don't really matter. And unfortunately, when we get those players as trainers or as club coaches, we have to try to go back and change those bad habits and change those bad techniques, which is going to take longer for that child to get better, opposed to just building on top. And that's what we want as trainers. We want these habits and skills these players have to already have a great fundamental base, and we just have to build on it. On this video with Zach, you could see that we worked on just simple basic things like that, so I can see his ability. One of the other things that we're going to work on in the next part of the video you're going to see is how he dribbles, how he passes, how he traps the ball, and you make sure we're doing with both feet. Now, I usually recommend most of my videos are for ages 7 and up. And the reason I say that is only because these players get bored a lot with the activities I have. I do have a lot of fun activities for players under 7, but a lot of these videos are going to be focused for older players. And I will share some videos for younger players under 7 years old that'll help make it more fun and teach them a little bit while they're having fun at the same time. Now, so I hope that you learn something here. I hope, as a coach, this will help you become a better coach, or if you're a player or a parent, this will help this player become better in the learning learning this from this session. So with that, if you like the session, please hit the like button. It's going to help me. Leave a comment or any suggestions or any questions in the comments section below. And with that, I hope you enjoy it and hope to watch the next video. And this is Curtis with Vamos Soccer. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.